All right. So, hello, everyone. I am so happy to have you here this evening. And for all of you listening on the replay, my name is Nikki. I am your nutritional gardener, and I'm here to help you grow your health from the ground up. So, I do this by teaching you how to grow nutrient dense food that provides you with the nutrition that you need to live your best life. So, tonight is all about resetting, relaxing, and refueling. um, what what slowing down actually does to your brain, your hormones, and especially your nervous system. So I'm going to be calling a lot of you out, and myself included here. So don't be mad. But burnout is not your personality trait. It's not a badge of honor or for all the work that you have accomplished or some proof that you're super strong to be able to endure all these things. It's actually your nervous system waving this big white flag saying, please help me. So, tonight, I want to show you very simply what actually happens in your body when you slow down and how sunlight, walking, breathing, food, and yes, even your garden can help pull you out of this kind of survival mode and back to a real healing state. If you have ever said things like, yeah, I eat pretty well, but I always feel exhausted, or I'm inflamed and I feel wired but tired, or maybe you don't sleep well, or your gut's all messed up. Well, this is definitely the right conversation. You're in the right place. So, first, let's talk about your body's state, the state of your body actually lives in. Your nervous system has two main, let's say, modes. And the first one is your fight or flight mode. We all know that. That's the stress mode. That's the mode that your body tells us when it thinks it's under some sort of danger, like you're being chased by a bear, right? Well, the other one is rest and digest mode. Well, this is the state where all of your healing will happen in your body. So, this is where the state where, or the mode where your digestion will work better, your hormones are more stabilized, your immune system functions, and your brain actually can be calm and calms down. So here's the problem that we all have is most of us today are not flipping between those two states, those two modes, like we should be. We are stuck living in this kind of low grade fight or flight mode all day long. Um, not because of a bear, not because of a bear or a lion or anything like that's trying to get us, but it's because we're constantly being notified. We have phone notifications, email notifications, social media, all of these things. We have emotional stress. We're rushing between family life and rushing our kids here. We're overworked. Half the time, we're not sleeping like we should, and we're not eating like we should. And we never actually let our nervous system kind of come back down. We're constantly up here. So your body doesn't know the difference between like emotional stress, like being stressed out for a job interview, or physical danger, like being eaten by a shark or chased by a bear. It stresses stress to your brain. It doesn't matter. So, um, but okay? So what does your body actually go through when you're under chronic stress? So let's talk about that. So when your body is stays in this kind of survival mode, your stress hormone, which is cortisol, is constantly elevated. When that happens, your digestion, it becomes more of a lower priority. The blood flow shifts away from your gut, and your body kind of focuses on this short-term survival instead of a long-term repair. So maybe you're dealing with things like bloating or bowel problems, like maybe you're extremely constipated, or maybe you have loose stools, that either way. Um, Acid reflux, maybe you're extremely fatigued all the time and you have headaches, or you have poor sleep patterns. You feel extremely inflamed and you can't get rid of it, or maybe your hormones are just all over the place. Well, this not isn't necessarily a food problem, although food has plays a good role. But this is more than likely a nervous system problem. And that's because like you can eat the cleanest diet in the world, but if you are eating and living and breathing constantly under stress, well, your body is not receiving these signals that it feels safe. And if it doesn't feel safe, it's not going to actually heal. It can't heal if it's under a constant state of stress. So this is one of the most important things, like I stress to my clients, is we find ways to lower stress, because healing isn't only about nutrients. It's not only about working out and eating right. Your stress level has a big role in that. Um, it's more about signals to your nervous system. Your nervous system is constantly scanning your environment and asking, do I feel safe? Is this safe right now? And if it says no, then your body stops repairing. And that's not a bad thing. Your body is not broken. It's actually extremely smart, because we are designed that way. Your body is designed to first protect itself, and then second, rebuild itself. So, one of the things that we can do is to get out in the sun. So, talking about sun, I know people think, oh my gosh, this is some woohoo stuff, but it is not. It is actually one of the most powerful, free, I stress that, free nervous system tools that you have is sun, especially the morning sun. So, when your eyes receive this natural sunlight or natural light during the day, your brain uses that information to set your internal clock. So your internal clock controls a lot of things. It controls your sleep timing. It controls the release of melatonin at nighttime, and it also controls like the rhythm of the cortisol in the morning. It can control aspects of your appetite. So, like things like people say they are overeating, it can help regulate that, and it can help regulate your energy as well. So, in simple terms, your morning light helps your body understand when to be alert and awake, and when to shut down and be asleep. So, if your sleep is off, your hormones are going to be off too. That is a give and take. This is one of the easiest resets that I do give my clients. And I actually had a challenge there for a long time, is to go outside in the morning time, even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes, no sunglasses, I mean, don't stare directly at the sun, but no sunglasses, and get that natural light in the morning time. This literally teaches our brain what time it is, because think about it. Years ago, people rose with the sun and they went down with the sun. So we should kind of reteach our brain to think that way. So the next thing, let's move on to walking. Uh, why is gentle walking good for our nervous system? Well, that's a great tool to have, is gentle movement. Not just like a boot camp workout, like I'm gonna burn myself to the ground kind of workout, but gentle rhythmic walking. This is very different than like an intense training, because it sends a complete different signal to your brain. When you are out in your garden, first thing in the morning, walking slowly, getting the early sunlight, what this does is it lowers that stress hormone that's constantly being put out. It improves your blood flow to your brain, which helps with focus, memory, all of that. It helps support your blood sugar. So it stabilizes that blood sugar in the morning. And then it also can help regulate your mood and increase focus. So now, from a nervous system standpoint, this repetitive, gentle movement is extremely calming. So that puts us in that gentle mode of rest and digest. This is one of the reasons why walking is consistently and always linked back to better mental health, to better metabolic health, and stress health. It helps with stress resilience, so you can handle stress better in the future. So you don't need any kind of fancy routine. You just need to be consistent and give yourself the permission to slow down. We think that we have to go, 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 and we don't. So when you are slowly walking in the morning sunlight, we need to also be mindful of our breath. This is one of the things I feel like most people ignore quite a bit at the time, because your breath is the only tool that you have that can directly communicate with your nervous system. The sun, nothing. It's your breath that directly communicates with your nervous system. When you slow your breathing down, especially whenever you slow the exhale of the length of your breathing on your exhale, you stimulate the vagus nerve. Now, this is a large calming nerve in your body. We spoke about that a lot whenever I had Kayla on here. Um, so this can help regulate the vagus nerve will help regulate like your heart rate, your emotions. It helps to calm your emotions. It helps with digestion and even can control the inflammation throughout your body. So this is why slow breathing can literally immediately lower your heart rate and help your anxiety, like instant. So, you've seen people, I'm sure you've helped been trying to soothe somebody whenever they're upset. Maybe they're having a panic attack or they're worked up for some reason. The first thing that we tell them is, okay, stay calm, let's breathe, because this we naturally know that breathing is a state of calmness. So it goes along with those lines. So the simple a simple kind of reset that I use for people is kind of like a box breathing. But so we inhale through our nose for 4 seconds, and then we exhale through our mouth for 6 to 8 seconds. So that's so you can go longer. The longer you go with your exhale, the calmer you become. So that slows your system down. So try those box breathing like that, for two to three 2 to 3 minutes at a time. You're telling your brain that you're not being chased by a bear, that you are in a rest mode. You are relaxed, you're safe. This matters more than what people actually realize. So now let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to that stress hormone. Your brain and your adrenal system both work together, and they work together through a system that is called your stress response. Okay, when you're stressed and you're in constant stress, this system becomes completely dysregulated. You're going to notice things that we all have felt or experienced before in our life. We can feel wired but tired or exhausted. I'm sure you've heard of that saying, wired but tired. Maybe the afternoons you feel extremely tired, and you're chasing that afternoon, the mid afternoon. You can struggle to fall asleep and stay asleep. And then when you do wake up, you feel more tired than when you went to bed. A lot of times we'll have like sugar cravings or caffeine cravings. I'm guilty of that for sure. So slowing down regularly is necessary, not just once in a while, not once a month, but on a regular basis can help retrain that stress response, that stress system. It's not going to be instant, but steadily, if you keep doing this, you will retrain that and your body will adapt to this kind of practice. All right. So, moving on, let's talk about food, um, but more through like the nervous system lens instead of the food lens. I know you guys expect me to talk about whole foods, and I definitely am going to get to that. So give me some time. But right now, I want to talk to you about it like through a nervous system lens. Um, this is where most people, I feel like, miss the idea of this. It's how you eat that matters almost as much as what you're eating. So when you are eating while you're super stressed out, the digestive enzymes in your stomach, the production of those drop drastically. And your stomach acid, the production of that drops drastically. The nutrients that you absorb, it becomes less efficient. You're not going to be absorbing those nutrients from your food. So even if you're eating the most beautiful food straight from your garden, the most nutrient dense food that you could possibly grow, if you are eating it in a state of stress and you're standing up, you're scrolling, you're not paying attention, and you're feeling rushed or even emotionally distressed at all, your digestion, the digestion part of it is being affected. It's not going to reflect that. So now you know it wouldn't be me if I didn't talk about the type of food that supports your gut and your brain, which is fiber-rich food. I stress fiber in to people more than I stress almost any other nutrient. Fiber-rich whole foods. So the reason is because your gut microbes, I mean, the production of your gut microbes in your gut microbiome influences everything from the inflammation in your body, your neurotransmitters, so how your cells talk to each other, your immune system, the balance of your immune system, your stress response, all of that is directly affected by the microbes. So now plants, whole food plants provide the fermentable fiber, the polyphenols, all of the bioactive compounds that feed these beneficial microbes in our gut that help support our gut brain axis. So it all trickles down. Everything works together in perfect harmony. This is not this is not just, digestion. This is like a whole mood. This is how resilient our body is. This is our brain chemistry, how the cells function and speak to each other. All of this is important. So yes, the food that we eat is important, but eating it in a calmer state provides nutrients to use. It can use it that way. So the food itself is very important, but how we eat it is just as important. When our body is in the rest and digest mode, all of the blood flow returns back to our digestive tract, all of the enzyme production, it increases, all of our nutrition and nutrient absorption, all of that improves. This is just basic physiology. This is just how our body is designed. So, one simple thing that you can do for your health is slow down before you eat. Take a couple of deep, slow breaths. Make sure you are sitting. Always sit down when you're eating. Never stand and eat. And let your body kind of catch up with it, with your mind. Let everything kind of be in tune together. So that alone can help all improve your body just by the food that you eat. So now moving on to our garden, because that's where my heart actually is in my garden. Um, I'm sure you've heard me talk about like green care. So time in green spaces that is 100% include your garden. It is linked to so many health benefits. It lowers stress, blood pressure. It lowers blood pressure as well. It improves your mood, your attention span increases, and even your focus. So green care is a real thing. It is scientifically proven. That's why I think they're putting a lot more gardens and things like that in healthcare facilities because they have seen it work. So, but just gardening does even more than just going to a garden. But if you are actually gardening yourself, it becomes more of a deeper connection. So what it does, it combines all the things that I spoke about today. It combines the gentle movement. So you're walking through your garden, the sunlight, you're getting out in the morning sun. It involves all of your sensories. So you're getting your sight, your smell, your hearing, your touch. All of these senses are being invoked at the same time. You're increasing your creativity. You're giving yourself a sense of purpose. And you're also connecting with all of the living systems that are around you. So that connection is extremely good for your nervous system. It's that predictable, rhythmic actions of watering, and planting and harvesting and touching the soil. You're watching your things grow. This is extremely regulating to your nervous system. It's grounding to your body and your brain. Tells your brain that you're safe and that you belong here. So, um, I mean, even the smallest garden, I don't care if it's the messiest, the smallest imperfect garden. Every garden counts. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have this Pinterest perfect backyard with all of these elaborate raised beds. Even if you have a friend that has a garden, come on over to my garden. You can use my garden. It's your nervous system does not care. It does not care what your garden looks like. It cares that you are present in it and that you are getting all of these key things to help regulate your nervous system and help calm yourself. So, I just do want to say this very clearly, though, because I think that it gets overlooked all the time. Gardening isn't just another way to get your steps in. It is more restorative. It's more of it supports the recovery system. It's not necessarily about being productive and burning the calories and checking off the boxes. That really gives your nervous system something that it needs. It gives it a chance to settle down and to regulate and to rebuild itself. So, especially in the culture that we live in today, that's constantly pushing for more and for you to work harder and to go faster and to grind harder. It's we are we're completely disconnected from that. So, we desperately need more of this kind of recovery input than constantly giving and going. Your body can't really build healthy and without that kind of recovery. It can never get healthy unless it has a recovery state. So, slowing down is not a way for you to be lazy. It's not lazy. And I hear clients tell me this all the time that they feel guilty for resting or that they should constantly be doing more. They don't deserve to have, a slow down time or it's so opposite of, of truth. So let me just say that you don't earn your rest. Your body requires rest. Your nervous system is not designed to be constantly stimulated all the time. So slowing down is not a way, it's not a form of weakness. It's necessary. It's biologically necessary in order for our bodies to heal itself. So if I was to put together like a real life reset, nothing super fancy or overwhelming, something that's just repeatable, things that you can actually incorporate, I'm sorry, is to choose one, your daylight, your light. All of these things are necessary. Um, but your light, getting out in the early morning, um, as early as possible. Your movement is to choose gentle, rhythmic movements. So, walking, of course, gardening for sure, stretching, things like yoga. Yoga in your garden would be great. Things like that, that is rhythmic and gentle. Your breath is the third thing. Make sure you're practicing slow breathing and making sure that you are longer on your exhale. So 2 to 5 minutes every day, and that's it. I mean, do that when you need to, when you feel stressed, make sure you are mindful of your breathing. The fourth thing is eating. Make sure that you are eating whole, fiber-rich plants. You're getting a good source of protein, and you're sitting down and eating your meals, real meals, and you are calm. You're in a calm state when you're eating them. And the last thing is connection. Make sure that you are connecting with your plants, making sure that you are sitting in your garden and you are actually growing something. I don't care if it is a pot on your front porch of flowers or if it's an herb in your windowsill, something. Then, this is not some sort of fancy trend or a miracle cure that immediately you're going to be reset. These are just kind of it's a nervous system reset. Um, you're not, one last thing I want you to remember is that, especially if you're struggling right now, which most of us are, that you are not alone. You're not broken. Your body is not failing you. Trust me. It's 100%. It's the response to your environment. So I I don't want you to fear. I don't want you to fear this though, because your body can change. Your nervous system is completely adaptable, and it can learn to have and feel safe. So it can relearn to be calm. It can relearn to recover. So all that your nervous system needs in order to do this is for you to send it better signals. So tonight, I want you to pick one. Um, I don't want you to leave here thinking that you have to fix everything and you have to do all of these. So just pick one, whether it's a walk, a breath break, like a box breathing. Um, if it's the morning sunlight, morning movement, an intentional meal, or just a quiet time in your garden. I don't care. Just pick one to do. And if you have problems just picking one, I encourage you to join my Green Sprout Living website and our group chat because I do put weekly challenges in there for all of my members. It's completely free motivation for anybody that wants to be involved. I would try to get on there every day um, and put something inspirational or a challenge, and then I do spotlights. Like each week, I'll spotlight one person that has commented the most or engaged the most and give them a free little gift. I'm just trying to encourage you all to you know be healthy one plate at a time, so to speak. But yeah, so get on the website and make sure you've joined the challenge for this week. I really hope that this talk has been informative and inspirational, and I hope you've got something out of it. So if you have, share it with somebody that you think may like this. And make sure that you come back next week because I do have a special guest. Her name is Tasha Thompson. She is a master gardener and a self-taught forager. So I look forward to having her here with us, and I will see you all next week, same time, same place. All right, we'll see you later. Bye bye.